Hello, everyone. It's me, Hazer, back once again with another Havering, talking about roster changes. Well, just one roster change this time. It is Monday, the 16th, I think. Let me check. It is the 16th. I know because I had some food that was going out of date today. Anyway, Monday, the 16th of October. Jesus, time, it do be moving, huh? It do indeed be moving. I'm headphoneless today. I figured you'd get it, let you have a chance to look at my ear. What do you think? What do you think of it? Is it good? Is it a good ear? Monday pub quiz night. You know it. Went okay. We had some decent performances. We were third going into the last round. Ended up fourth. Some struggles there around history. An interesting question was: there's 4 countries in the world that end IN. Name 2 of them, which was actually difficult. It took a bit of thinking to get there. The easy one is Spain, and the other one we got was Liechtenstein, and we did also remember Bahrain. The one that we didn't get, we only needed 2, so we got full marks. But the one that we didn't get was Benin, which is in that southwestern, that western part of Africa. I think it's like west of Ghana. I think, off the top of my head, somewhere like that. Where's that? Is it next to Ivory Coast? I don't know. Anyway, it's over there somewhere. But that's not what we're here to. Well, it is what we're here to talk about. But we also have to talk about Smite a little bit. The roster change that ended up coming through when the Glads lost their ADC Stewarts to the Hounds. They picked up Jangaru to play mid, and they shifted Snoopy over into the ADC role. Snoopy's been getting a lot of hate this season, huh? He's been okay in mid. I think he's been like, I don't know, not good to be fair, not like awful. He's been trying to make plays and make things happen, which I've liked. And now he's an ADC. Let's talk about the change first of all. Why it's a little bit odd. So the main reason it's a little bit odd, I would say, is because Jangaru. I think he's had a small stint in mid. But for the most part, he's been jungle like his whole career across console and PC. He's been jungle like the whole time, right? Did he maybe play like an SPL qualifier as mid or something? I feel like he has played mid in something. But generally regarded as a jungler for the most part. I'll pull up the screen. Why not? Here you go. Here's the announcement. Big League's calling the next man up answers. Jangaru, next member of the Gilded Glads. I'm in action this Saturday, 14th, 2 days ago. I didn't actually watch, to be honest with you, chat. I was playing SOC. I won, by the way. Wasn't carried by Emily 2 and Ice Ice and iPort and Nil at all. It was all me. Yeah, apparently the Glads, there was a lot of positives to talk about. They won game 1 up against the Ferrymen, and they were present in other games. Apparently, Snoopy had a great start on the Chernobog, was really active. Jangaru was involved as well, and things were good. Reasons this might be a good switch, Snoopy getting him out of mid. I mean, I feel like Snoopy in mid hasn't been a huge success this story for this season. I don't think he particularly wanted to move. But the impression I got was that he didn't particularly want to move to ADC, but did it for the team because it was the best thing for them. I do think that maybe having him there with Jake gives them a bit more playmaking ability on the map. I did feel like up to now it's just been Kirmi. Stu was... I honestly think that the Glads losing Stu might be a blessing in disguise. He's a good player, but he's just super inactive. It felt like he just hadn't done anything this year, you know. He was just showing up. Although I do think I watched him on the Hounds, and I do think he was already looking better. So maybe it was just a synergy issue with him and the team, but I don't think he was good for the Glads. But he joins the Hounds, and I think Snoopy going to ADC, maybe it'll be better synergy with Jake. Maybe they'll be more active on more parts of the map now. You got Connor, who's a bit of a rookie, has been playing with Ping up to recently, so difficult for him to be super active. Kirmi was active, and Snoopy as a mid laner, your mid lane presence is affected a lot by what your jungler is doing. So maybe now they'll have a bit more opportunity to play around the map, a bit more impetus in games, and be able to do more and perform better and be not the eighth team in the league. So yeah, players I had heard. Oh, well, see what I think. My Jangaru tweet I pulled up was just him saying, "Yeah, he's been cosplaying as a jungler this whole time, and he's finally moved to mid." That's cool. This is Jangaru's Twitter, by the way, if you want to follow him. Other players I had heard about being options. Actually, you know what? I could pull up another person's Twitter as well. So I had heard that this is Nog, the Brazilian mid laner. He is very, very good in ranked and also playing SEC now for the Wardens. Really just a good smite player, but playing from Brazil, I believe. So it would have been difficult to maybe get him to move out, but it looks like he was, from his tweet, he was offered the spot. I thought he was going to get offered the spot as well. He got offered the spot, but chose not to take it, which is interesting. I guess he didn't want to move out or move out to the US or whatever. Maybe it would have been difficult to get the visa stuff sorted and things like that. I imagine it would have been a pain, but you know, it's interesting that he chose not to. Maybe happier with his current team. And the other person I heard about it maybe being, which we saw this tweeted out on the 11th, which was I think the day of the roster drama, was iDavy, the EU ADC for, oh god, what's that team called? Are they called they're not called the Sages? Are they the Athenian Sages? Can I check that? Sages? Is that going to come up? Yeah. Oh, damn it. I don't know which team it is. I forgot. The Storm? No, the Bolts? The Scarab? No, it's the Wargs. It's the Wargs. That's not the Wargs. It is the Wargs. It's the Wargs. The ADC for the Wargs. And Preds is his support, which is why he tweeted out this thing that everybody tweets out when roster changes are happening. But Davey ended up not getting a spot. I think he would have made sense because obviously he teamed with Kona before. We'll know Kona well. Is just a super solid ADC. I personally, if I were a member of the Glads, I would have likely not gone for an EU player just because of the associated risks around getting players out and the lack of practice that gives you. And it just means that, yeah, everything's a little bit tainted and difficult to get going. I don't know much more streamlined the visa stuff is now, but considering that Kona was signed, I don't know how many weeks ago and still missed like 3 weeks of SPL playing from the UK, I do not trust in the process of getting players out, to be honest. But I do think that EU SEC is, as a general rule, better than NASCC. I think maybe the player I would have considered most would have probably been Spudio if I were the Glads. That's been the player I would have approached and asked, but I don't know. According to him, he wasn't asked. And according to him, he also probably wouldn't have taken it. We got asked, but yeah. And then I talked about it. Nog was an interesting choice. Fresh blood. Would have been cool to see him in the SPL. Definitely a really strong individual player. Would have been neat. But it wasn't to be. And Jangaru seems to be a good fit so far. And the team seemed to be on the up and up, which is good. Have I got anything else to say? That might be it. I will try and get power rankings done this week. I've also tried to set up an interview with Coasts and one of the other Dragons boys to get a chat about how that roster change came through. I think there's some interesting questions to ask and answer there. So hopefully we'll get that going. Dragons roster change. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. I mean, you make the roster change, you win 3-0 against the Leviathans, maybe considered the top team in the league right now. Really cool. And it's also great that we're getting more teams beating each other in the SPL. It feels like this phase, we've got like more teams competing. I do think Dragons are a play up team and Leviathans are a play down team. We'll see. Hello, Rafi. We'll see how that continues, how that pairing continues. But Mike even won with Afro twice. Unbelievable. And Coast, I think I'm going to demo review his game 1 game on Anher because there was an unbelievably clean escape under the between the mid tier 1 and the mid tier 2. I don't know if people remember it, but he like ulted to immune someone, cancelled his ult to impale someone away, had a perfect beads, got the afro ult. He was getting dived so hard, and it was like perfect inputs to survive. But does seem to be having a good impact on this team. Last row was really good. They were more active through the duo side of the map, so we'll see if they can grow on that. Feel a bit bad for Vote that he's been kicked and then they've beaten the best team in the league, but them's the ropes sometimes. That's how it goes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do power rankings. I think I'm gonna do a demo review. I think I'm gonna do an interview. I think I'm gonna not have a life this week, sadly, but I'll get it done. And you'll like, comment, and smash that subscribe button because you appreciate it, probably. I don't know. Anyway, better go feed the Raf before he gets there. He's off. He's off to the kitchen. Wait, where's my food, father? Thanks for watching, everybody. And I will see you probably several times this week. But if not, I'll see you Friday for the SPL. Bye, everybody.